Hey everybody, Tony here with Nothing But Car Reviews, and today we have a special treat. Here we have a 2022 Ram TRX, so let's get right into it. So this Ram 1500 in the TRX trim level comes with a 6.2 liter supercharged V8 engine, made it with an 8-speed automatic transmission, and that gets you 702 horsepower, 650 pound-feet of torque. And I love the color scheme on this. We have the red and black exterior as well as the red and black interior. Really good look there. And as we come to the back end here, we have our signature Ram lights here. And I'm going to get my mic close to this exhaust so you can hear it. So hopefully that didn't blow your eardrums, but just a super aggressive sound there. We're going to come around the left side here. And you'll be using this a lot. You just click that. Pretty easy to do. And I mean, this is just, I've seen a lot of them on the road, but just a massive looking truck. And here we have our 18-inch aluminum wheels. And as we go around to the front here, we have our LED headlamps, LED fog lights, as well as LED daytime running lights. And I like how we have the 3 amber lights here in the hood scoop. And of course, plenty of vents to air it out. And we're gonna check that out. This 6.2 liter supercharged V8. Which is mostly covered up. If you look way back in there, you can see it's a big boy, and we're going to test it out here on the road in a minute. But next, let's go ahead and take a look from the driver's seat. So it's quite the hop to get up here, but once you get in here, pretty good seating room. The side bolsters of the seat allow you to have plenty of space for a wider stature. And then headroom, I've got about 2 inches of that from the driver's seat. Of course, plenty of leg room underneath the steering wheel. And then we can also adjust that as well if we need to. But over here to the driver door panel, we have our power door lock controls, and then we have our power window controls with our driver and front passenger one-touch auto up and down. And then we have our power mirror controls here, and then we have power folding mirrors. But I really like how you've got this kind of, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like a carbon fiber feeling red trim here, and then the black, of course, is going to be this plastic. And then you get the Alpine sound system. But over here, we have our headlamp controls, and we can toggle fog lights here, the bed light here, and then we can toggle our auto mode as well. And then our electronic parking brake, which we pull up to engage, and then press the brake and push down to disengage. Over to the steering wheel here, really nice, really sporty. I love the flat bottom feel there. Then we have our cruise controls on the right side of the steering wheel. And then we have our gauge cluster arrows here. We can toggle through all of that. And then voice recognition, Bluetooth controls, and then behind the steering wheel on the left side, we can toggle between our radio station favorites or track list. And then on the right side, we have our volume controls. And then of course, paddle shifters behind the steering wheel to shift that 8-speed. But with all that being said, let's go ahead and take a look from the passenger side. So from the driver's side here, I really like just how the seat is made here. They're pretty identical, the driver and front passenger, just how the bolsters are. You have that little soft cloth insert there. Really like how they did that. But you get about an 8-way, I think, power driver seat with power lumbar support. And then with this one on the passenger side, you do have a manual seat. But you'll probably be driving this mostly by yourself anyway. So not really an issue there because the seats are still comfortable. But over to the glove compartment, we have a little storage here. And then our main glove compartment, storage in there. Pretty skinny, but let's check out this radio. So this is gonna have the bigger screen that goes all the way down. And let's check out the home page. So we have our nav screen here, radio down here. That's how it's set up in the settings. And we can expand our radio, or we can expand our navigation screen just by hitting this corner button here. And I like how seamless that is. But there's a quick look at the nav screen. And then for our media, we have AM, FM, XM radio along with Bluetooth audio. And then with our USB cable, we can also hook up Apple CarPlay as well, and I believe Android Auto. And then we have dual zone automatic climate controls, so we can adjust the temperatures here and then decide where we want the air to flow. And then of course we can adjust fan speed from here, or we can adjust it using these buttons here. And there's our backup camera there. Then we have our apps page. You have Alexa. And then here we have the fun stuff. If you want to go ahead and set timers for drag racing, there are your gauges there, G-force, how much the engine's doing. So I really like to get all those performance pages there. And of course we can toggle the screen there. But over here, we have our four-wheel drive controls, launch mode, and then we can toggle our drive modes here between mud, sand, and then we have a custom, an auto, snow, tow, sport, and then a Baja mode. Let's see if we can get up here. And that kind of shows you the toggles there on the gauge cluster. So we'll leave it in sport mode. But we also have push button start, of course. And then down here below we have aux inputs to run that Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, or USB inputs for that, and then an aux input as well. And then we have a wireless charging pad here, little storage here, and then cup holders down here. And there we have our key fob with remote start. And then I skipped over something up here. We have our hill descent, and then we also have our traction control toggle here. And of course we have aux inputs. If you have lights set up or whatever, you can toggle those from these buttons right here. Now for our shifter, we just hit this button right here, pull up, reverse, neutral drive, and then we can go to sport mode and manually shift there. And then over here, huge center console cubby space, and of course we can put change here. And I like how they actually put the numbers here. If you look closely, you can put a $50 there, quarters, 5 cents, pennies, and then dimes here. And then you have a 115-volt 3-prong household plug-in hidden right there as well. Close that up. But finally, let's go ahead and take a look from the back seat. So very generous space back here in the rear seat. Tons of leg room, of course, tons of headroom. And then I'm actually able to fit in the seat without kind of bleeding over to this middle seat here. And the middle seat is actually pretty good size, it looks like. So I'm very impressed by that. And then we have our cup holders when you fold that down from the center seat. And then over here, we have another 115-volt 3-prong household plug-in. 2 more USB ports that are USB-A, USB-C switchers there for charging. And then we have vents back here as well. And then we have 2 cup holders in the back too. And I like how they went ahead and put pockets behind both of the seats. And I'm just really impressed by this, just the rear seat in general. It feels really nice back here, really roomy. You could have 5 full-size adults in here, no problem, I think. But with all that being said, I think it's time we get to the fun part and go ahead and take this TRX out on the road for a quick test drive. Wow. Oh my gosh. This thing is incredible. So right off the bat, I just love the supercharger one, but this thing is just ridiculous. In terms of acceleration and power, it's insane. And the paddle shifters are very responsive, and they won't let you shift at certain points. But there's a reason this thing is so thirsty. It'll redline like it's nothing. Just stupid fast. I'm gonna put it into auto mode, and then I'm gonna put the drive mode in auto as well and just see how that responds. And overall, the ride is actually not as rough as I would have expected. I like it quite a bit. And the auto mode's pretty decent. When I put my foot into it, it kind of tries to go into sport mode. But I just love that supercharger whine. It's insane. And I don't want to put my foot into this one too much because it has 63 miles on it. But of course, these trucks are made for... And surprisingly, in the auto mode, the 8-speed shifts pretty smoothly. Like I said, other than when I put my foot into it, it kind of gets ready for sport mode. Then after a second or two, it'll kind of revert back to just a street driving kind of feel. Yeah, really, just a really quick truck. All right, that's going to be it for me. That is so much fun, though. Just really impressive truck, all in all. Now, of course, the fuel economy is not the best, but if you baby this thing, you can get decent numbers out of it for a supercharged V8 lifted pickup truck. But don't expect to be saving at the pump with this thing here. But if you're looking at one of these, you should know that already. But like I said earlier, I'm just really impressed with the overall ride quality. It's not smooth by any means, but it's not as rough as I would have expected, having these big tires on here, sitting up so high. And the steering is actually really comfortable, in this auto mode especially. The steering is not loose at all, in my opinion. It's just like a perfect feel. And I will say that this hood is so massive that I kind of have to look to the left side of the truck to make sure that I'm staying in the lines, because I cannot see the right side of the truck at all. But I'm okay with that. And really not that loud under little to no acceleration. I don't know what that beeping noise is, but I'm very, very pleased with that, because if I'm driving this around town, of course I wouldn't mind having a huge rumble, but it's nice to just hear the exhaust and not necessarily be droned out by the sound of the engine in the cabin here. But like I said, the rumble is just really, really awesome. And I think this one is priced at around $96,000 to $97,000. Like I said, with less than 70 miles on it. So for what it is, it really is a gas-powered super truck. I mean, you're doing 3.5 to 4 seconds, 0 to 60. So if you're in the market for something like that, I'm sure it won't break the bank too badly as opposed to what else you could get. But 2 to 3 years down the road, especially after the car market kind of gets back to normal, you might be able to get one of these rather cheaply. But just a really awesome truck. That's all I can really say about it. Not really my taste, being an EV person and all that. The Hummer EV is more my speed, but I mean, this is it's a beast. It really is. But as we get back to the parking lot here, I'm just going to give you all my final thoughts on the truck and kind of let you know what options are on this one. So I want to give a huge shout out to Auto Collection of Murfreesboro for allowing me to review this awesome truck right here. I'll leave a link below for it so you can check it out in the description, as well as their full inventory at autocollectionofmurfreesboro.com. Final thoughts on this truck though, it's awesome. That's all I can really say about it. Just an awesome truck. Now it did sticker for about 80 grand, brand new, but I'm sure whoever bought it paid 20 to 25 over sticker, and you can get it with 60 miles on it, well 70 miles on it now for what, 95 grand? So definitely pretty good deal here. And for this kind of truck, you'll have a smile on your face every time you start it up. So with that being said, I want to thank you all for watching the video today. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you like what you saw. Otherwise, I'll catch you on the next one.